clemency. We vote clemency. And we want it when? We want it now. We want it when? Now. Send those messages to President Biden and say, don't even look at us again until you're willing to free these women. And we want everybody to please, when you leave here, take this message with you. Hit your governor in the head with it. Hit the president in the head with it. That we vote clemency and we need you to get to work. 10th anniversary march on Washington, trying to make President Biden understand that freedom must happen. Pick up your pen. Commute the sentences of our mothers, our grandmothers, our sisters, our aunts, and our wives. Enough is enough. Free Michelle West, 30-plus years in prison. Free Lazar Daz, 30-plus years in prison. Free our elders like Miss Friend. Get these women out of these prisons now. We got RAP with us, releasing aging people in prisons. We got legal services for prisoners with children. We got women and men and babies here from every single state around the country, and we are demanding enough is enough. President Biden, pick up that pen.
We're building a family. You know, this is a whole community that has been impacted by incarceration from different ways, whether we've been formerly incarcerated or we had loved ones like our mothers incarcerated. And so it's time that we come together in solidarity and highlight the harm that the system has caused. And so we can't do this alone. So we have to come together. And when you come together, that's a movement.
We're at Freedom Plaza in Washington, D.C. at the FreeHer March. I didn't know what kind of impact it would have on me. We got women that's coming together to march to abolish the prison industrial complex as it relates to women. We got families, we got their children, we got the grandparents, we got the great-grandparents, generation upon generation. They want to end to the mass incarceration of women, but more importantly, they want to free her.
Mississippi, I need you to free her. Indiana, I need you to free her. Georgia, free her. DC, free her. Alabama, free her.
We got Milwaukee in the building. Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Bring her.
Where you from?
Washington, D.C.
Okay, we got from Nation Capital. Why you here?
I'm here to free Miss West, Michelle West, and here to support the women that's here.
Hi, what's your name?
My name is Star. How you doing?
I'm good. Where you from, Star?
The Bronx, New York.
Okay, we got the Bronx with us today. Why are you here today?
Because we're here to petition the president and everybody else on his team to grant clemency to Michelle West and all the other women who deserve it.
He told us when we was here 4 years ago that he was going to free 100 women within the 100 days of him being in office, and he have not did any of what he said he was going to do. So we here today asking for him to free our women and free them now.
We are tired of giving the Democrats what they want and they don't give us what we need.
So what do we want?
We want freedom for all women and girls. We want rehabilitation and alternatives to incarceration. We want Michelle West free.
I'm Michelle West and the Michelle West Star. My mom was incarcerated when I was 10 years old for a drug conspiracy case, and she's serving 2 life sentences and 15 years.
I represent the women that want to be free. Let our women be free.
Oh, yeah, she right there.
Let our women out of go, baby.
Stop criminalizing us for poverty. Stop criminalizing us for how we grow from the trauma that has been put on us from historically and continuing to this present day.
All power to the people. The women get treated badly. The women get raped in jail. All kinds of things. I served
federal time, and I know what it's like to be in there. And I say free women today.
We told them to free those women, and they didn't do it. They're sending them to other prisons that, guess what, also are raping our sisters inside of the federal system. So we've got a lot of work to do, people.
The response is to move all the women at once, all of a sudden, to just throw them out into places all over the country with no preparation, no bathroom facilities. They're being, that, as one of them said, the men who raped them should and are going to prison. Right. And the women are being punished now. Right. Because they're saying that the BOP, which can't control their own, staff, has to close the prison because they can't manage it. And they take the women. And I've been walking with different friends of mine who were in Dublin with me, which it was not a low security place at that point. And we're all having like flashbacks of what it was to be transferred in that way, where you're treated like a sack of laundry, and except that you're chained up. You're chained at the waist. You can't use the bathroom for hours. You get no food. You're sitting, they sat on a bus for 5 hours in the parking lot of the prison. And then at the end of 5 hours, they were taken back into the prison. They said, oh, we don't know where to take you. So the way that they're being treated is, and then their families, like some people have children and their families are in the Bay Area. Right. So the children were able to visit their moms in the prison. And now the moms have been sent like across country. So
and all this is the remedy for their abusive behavior. Exactly. The remedy for their abusive behavior is become more abusive.
Exactly, it's true abuse. Right. Only this time it's like it's standard operating procedures as opposed to rape, which is standard operating procedures, but it's not written in the book.
We have to bring our women home. Our children need them. Our black young men need them. Our black men need the nurturing, need the comfort, the caring, and the support that they need from mothers to structure them in the right way so that we won't be in slavery into the system. So thank you for everybody. As you see, we're all out here making the cause.
They're here on behalf of their mother. Why you bring it to them?
Because that's their mother.
Okay.
That needs to be released.
Okay, and how long has she been locked up?
She's been locked up right now for 2 years.
And why haven't they released her yet?
They haven't released her because they say she's an activist. She was an activist.
What's her name?
Brittany Martin.
Brittany Martin. So we got Brittany Martin as an activist and being held
in Illinois.
In Illinois State Prison?
Yes,
FCI?
Sir. IDOC.
Okay. And so what you want her to know about what's going on here today?
Man, listen, it's powerful out here, man. It's people from everywhere and every place, and she is known. Her injustice is known.
What you want to happen for your mother?
Bring her home.
Bring her home? Bring your mother home?
Yeah.
What's your mother's name?
Pretty Mama.
Okay, and what y'all want?
Bring her home.
Bring her home. I talked to a friend of mine that was here. The first one, she said it was only maybe 100 women.
And look at it now.
And this is an indication that we're building and mobilizing. So how do you feel about that?
I think it's great. I think it's fantastic. It's something that's needed. Women who are getting triple life sentences for things that are, it's not reasonable. So I like it.
I am here because I believe that every woman deserves her peace and her freedom.
Who are these people up here that you
These
represent?
are women incarcerated in the Georgia penal system.
And how long?
They are lifers.
So they've been in prison for a long time.
Yes, they've been in prison for a long time and constantly denied parole. So we are here speaking on their behalf.
There's a lot of women that I myself was actually incarcerated with. I'm from Augusta, Georgia. Served 12 years at 20 years of age. It was released in 2016. So now I'm advocating for myself and other women. So let's free them, free her.
Briefly tell our audience what happened with your daughter.
In February of 2018, she, along with her husband, was indicted on a federal drug indictment, along with several others that was named on that indictment. At the beginning of Spark was not mentioned in any of the discoveries or anything.
Right.
But once they got her to trial, they went ahead with the indictment. Matter of fact, there was 3 superseding indictments that was made. She ended up being on pretrial release from 2018 to 2021, at which time in July the 26th of 2021, she actually went to trial and was found guilty by a jury. And partly because of the attorney that she had did not present any of the evidence or anything, did not put on any type of defense. He just came to court with against the federal government with a notepad and a pen.
Okay, we already know about, I was locked up, I did 48 years in prison. So I understand, we know about the public pretender. That's what we call them in the prison system. But how much time did your daughter get?
She got 15 years mandatory. She had a mandatory minimum of 15 years.
And okay, she got a mandatory minimum of 15 years. Was this her first offense?
First offense. Sparkle Hobbs Bryant is a mother of 2 children. She's never been in trouble. She was an upstanding citizen before the indictment. She's been an upstanding citizen in the prison, in the jail system as well as in the prison system, and we just want her to come home. This is her daughter, who was 14 months old when she left her, and we're tired of taking her to the prison to see her mother.
And not to mention, she's also been in the military. She served in the Navy.
The power of women, they come from all over the country. New York, Nevada, Montana, Kansas, to free her. This is the 10th anniversary of women prisoners coming out organizing to free women prisoners. This is a monumental occasion. This is an example of power to the people. Free her.
I'm Karen Elsa. I'm from Alaska. I'm formerly incarcerated. I left 3 kids at home who also had to live with my felonies. Today, after 13 years out, I have a daughter who also had to sign a 7-year deal and now is about to celebrate 2 years in recovery, about to have a baby. But if someone hadn't invested in me, my children, the restoration would not have been there. We're still working on it. But it's just such an example of how many moms and kids and families need to have that restoration be invested in as a people.
And that's one of the things that the Free Her movement is talking about. Invest in people, not in the expansion of prisons that's going to house people and dehumanize and destroy families. Thank you, sis.
I think people are going to be more educated. We're going to continue to come out and rally as needed and continue to educate others about the movement. But it's going to be a fight for a while, but we're going to keep at it.
We demand that President Biden and state governors free our mothers. Free them for Mother's Day. Free her.
That is, you see us out here. We're out here. We're stronger in numbers. Like Sashi said, we come together in solidarity. We collectively come up with strategies to free each one of them one by one. We're trying to tear down the criminal justice system brick by brick, piece by piece, and we know what that looks like, and that's why we're out here.
And I heard the speaker say, collectively, her colleagues, former sisters that was locked up with her, if you did them collectively, they did 1,000 a year. And I did 48 years before I got out. And I was in a room one time, and I had some college students in there. I had like 10 people. I told all the dudes to add up their numbers, right? So when I told them, I said, I launched how many numbers? It was over 500 years in the room of time we had did. So when in terms of like that, what do you think about the clemency?
I think that everyone should get a second chance, and I see that society lately is not giving people a chance. I don't feel that no one should be locked up for the rest of their life, and who is one person to take somebody's freedom away? rather it be a 6-man jury, it be a judge, or whoever it be. No one has that right. And we're gonna free them all, and they are coming home.
And we also want to highlight reimagining communities. You know, the only reason why we're here is because women have never had a first chance to begin with, and they've never had resources. Look at this. This is a crowd of black people that are talking about 500, 1,000 years, 2,000 years. These are years that our family has been stripped away from our loved ones, and that's not acceptable. So we need to begin to shift and call on not only the President Biden, but all of the governors. Each state by state, needs to provide resources to the people, so that way we're not even ending up on a prison bunk to begin with. Not our babies, not our mothers, not us, not none of us. We have the resources, we just have to use them. So yes to clemency, but also yes to resources immediately, so we don't have to use tools like clemency.
Yes.
Thank you so much for watching the Real News Network, where we lift up the voices, stories, and struggles that you care about most. And we need your help to keep doing this work, so please tap your screen now, subscribe, and donate to the Real News Network. Solidarity forever.